So I think we can all agree that Dream League Soccer 2024 isn't the most perfect game, which means there's bound to be either nearly or even flat out useless features in the game. So for those who are still learning the ins and outs of Dream League Soccer 2024, or if you're just curious, here are 8 more of the most useless features in Dream League Soccer 2024. I say 8 more features because I did the exact same video about a year ago, so if I don't mention any useless features in this one that was still on your mind, they might have been mentioned in my previous one. So now that the intro is out of the way, let's start off with the almost useless features and then work our way up to the most useless features in Dream League Soccer 2024. Can you guess what the most useless feature is? Watch to the end and maybe you'll guess right. You'll see if you're right, I guess. So the first useless feature we're going to be talking about in this video are the Dream League Live challenges. More specifically, the Dream League Live challenges that are on the right side. You know, the ones that ask you to win an outrageous amount of Dream League Live matches? Yeah, those ones. Now, this one was definitely tricky to analyze because if you manage to complete those challenges, well, then you're rewarded with some of the best rewards in the game. It's not every day that Dream League Soccer rewards you with 175 gems, I'll tell you that. So why do I think they're useless? Well, it's because just like I mentioned at the beginning, you have to win a comical amount of games and you only have 10 days to do it. Imagine winning 150 games in 10 days. That's 15 wins, online wins, every single day. That's a little ridiculous. Now, maybe I'm out of touch with that statement, but I play a good amount of Dream League Soccer on my Road to Glory account, and I always come nowhere close. Between playing the weekly challenges, the daily challenges, and every single event, which arguably give you better rewards, there is just not enough time to win enough online games to even reach the right side of those Dream League Live rewards. So since the majority of Dream League Soccer players will never win any of those Dream League Live rewards, I'm gonna call them useless because, well, I mean, no one's ever gonna get any rewards from it, so it's not very useful to most people. But next up on this useless features list, we have the commercial facility. Now, this might come as a shock to you, but I have determined that the commercial facility doesn't actually give you that much benefit. Like, when you really think about it. When you do take things at face value, it might sound pretty good. I mean, you do get a bonus match winnings up to 10% of your coins, which definitely isn't small, not to mention the kit and logo discount if, you know, you're into that. However, what this facility essentially does is help you convert your gems into coins. You pay gems to upgrade your facility, and then you're paid back in coins with bonus match winnings. This may sound beneficial at first, but when you really think about it, why would you ever want to convert gems into coins? I think it should be the other way around. I guess in the super long term, you know, you'll eventually get enough coins back for the value of your gems, but it seems like people run out of gems before they run out of coins. So, you know, make that judgment yourself. Maybe I'm overlooking at some details, but commercial facility is not useful. It's not. Okay, moving on to the next useless feature, which is buying tiers in the season pass. I think this one's kind of self-explanatory. Nothing in the season pass is going to be worth spending the 75 gems, with the only exception being the 2 legendary coaches, a technical coach or a fitness coach on the paid side. But the thing is, even if it is worth it to get a legendary coach for 75 gems, you could just get that same legendary coach for free if you just played a couple games. So the only real use of buying one tier with 75 gems is that maybe on the final day you have tier 20 out of 21 and you want that legendary coach, but you didn't have enough time during that day and the season pass is about to expire, you don't have enough time to play enough games to get it for free, then you can gem it for 75 gems and get the legendary coach that's at the end of the season pass, the paid season pass. But other than that, it's completely useless. Now, I do understand why it is in the game because of that exact situation I just explained, but if you're not going to use it in that situation, it's not useful. It comes in at number 3 on this list. We're only getting more useless from here, and the next useless feature is the kick assist setting. Now, I will admit, I don't actually know exactly what this setting does, so it could very well be useful, but I mean, I needed 8 features for this video, and I was running out of things to do, alright? I already did 8 features last year. Okay, so I just looked it up, and apparently this is actually a common question. So according to Reddit, apparently kick assists actually help you with passes and shots. So, you know, when you're trying to pass to one of your players, and you sort of point to them in the general direction of that player, the pass will go to that player instead of the exact position of where you're pointing of the analog stick, which I guess is kind of useful, but I mean, I don't know. It's a gameplay feature. No one knows what it does. It kind of just, what's the point of turning it off? I don't think they really needed this setting. They could just always have kick assists on high, but for some people's use, apparently they want to increase the difficulty against CPU matches, so they turn it off and try to shoot, and apparently they miss the net. So I haven't tried it. I'm too scared and I'm too lazy, but yeah, this comes in number 4. Staying on the theme of gameplay, the next useless feature is the second pressure feature that they introduced in Dream League Soccer 2024. So this is now the second feature on my list that came out with Dream League Soccer 2024, which is kind of funny. Dream League Soccer 2024 came out with a lot of features, that's for sure, but how many of them were actually useful? I don't know. Anyway, when I was looking for things to add to this list, I completely forgot this gameplay feature existed, and I think the fact that I couldn't remember that it existed means it's useless. I never use it, and I don't know it's in the game. No matter how much you hold the screen for your secondary player to pressure your opponent, they are unable to steal the ball. So they could just walk normally with the ball, and they're like, oh, this defender's coming at me. It doesn't matter. You can't steal the ball. You're just going to stand next to me. Now, maybe I'm just not skilled enough to properly use this feature to my advantage. Maybe there's like some super awesome Dream League Soccer player that uses it to their advantage and it's so good. But like, I don't really see people online using it either. I don't know how useful it is. I'm not very good at the game, so maybe I don't really know the whole ins and outs, but it's not, I don't think it's very useful. Alright, we are now down to our top 3 most useless features, and coming up next is legendary goalkeeping coaches. Quick question, how many goalkeepers do you have on your team? If you answered anything more than 2, what are you doing? But NoLifeJeff, you have 3 goalkeepers on your team. Well, that's because I'm stupid. With how much stamina your players lose every single game, you need as many substitutes that are outfield players that you can get. Goalkeepers just never lose stamina, so honestly, why would you ever have more than 1? So with this in mind, if you want to use a legendary goalkeeping coach, it will never be used to its full potential because it upgrades 3 players, and like I said before, it doesn't make sense to have more than 2 goalkeepers. If you have 1 goalkeeper, then it's actually best to buy common coaches, which is kind of surprising, but I mean, it's there. And then if you have 2 goalkeepers, then it's best to buy rare coaches. It's never best to buy legendary coaches unless you have 3 goalkeepers, which, again, what are you doing? And if you want to know which goalkeepers to buy in the transfer market to give you the best value, a good starting point is 70 overall goalkeepers to get you 2 common coaches when you get rid of the rare. But if you're really patient, you can only buy common goalkeepers for less than 277 coins. That will give you the max value. Alright, we are now approaching the final 2 of the most useless features in Dream League Soccer 2024. Has your prediction been said yet? Maybe it's coming up, who knows? The next most useless feature is the best 11 feature. I still don't know why this feature was added to this day. I honestly don't think there's a single player that actually ever uses their best 11 feature for the simple reason that many players play their players out of position, which the best 11 just doesn't consider. The best 11 feature also doesn't consider the stamina of the players, so the higher rated but more tired players are prioritized on your team, which doesn't make sense when you're going into play. You want the most energized players on your team. So this basically means that the majority of the time, players aren't actually using their best 11. So why would you ever want the auto pick to give you your best 11? Like, it doesn't make sense. It would have been a lot better if it just prioritized stamina over anything, honestly, or if you could just pick your best 11 just manually, and then that button will put that on for you. Like, that's just so much better. But okay, the moment you've all been eagerly waiting for, probably, I don't know. The most useless feature in Dream League Soccer 2024, I would have to say, is Dream Draft. And I guess more specifically, the Dream Drafts that only reward you with gems. Like, it's just so painful to think about. These Dream Drafts that only give you gems as rewards are just straight up useless, from whatever viewpoint you want to look at them from. From a progression standpoint, for winning the gold medal of the Dream Draft, you get basically the exact same amount of gems as if you just bought them from the store. So essentially, by playing Dream Draft, you risk the gems that you already paid for if you lose, and you are wasting your time because you have to play games to earn those gems. It's not like Dream Draft games count towards your challenges. You are simply playing them for nothing. Okay, so obviously not good for progression, but what about entertainment? Sure, I'll admit drafting your team can be fun, but you're only drafting players that are very much attainable in the game. So you could just buy them yourself and just play them on your team. It's so simple. They're not that hard to get. It's not like these players are upgraded or anything, or you can play with exclusive icons. No, you're just playing with regular players. Okay, what else comes with Dream Draft besides the draft? Well, then it's a bunch of games against the computer. And the difficulty isn't even higher than it is in regular career mode. You could just play career mode for your entertainment. Why Dream Draft? It doesn't make sense. You are essentially just playing other career mode to earn gems that you already paid for. Winning the gold medal in a Dream Draft is like winning the lottery, but you bought all the tickets already. Like, it's just insane to think about. Dream Draft is the epitome of uselessness in Dream League Soccer, and I'm really hoping they make some changes in the future, but it comes out at #1 on this list. So there you have it, 8 of the most useless features in Dream League Soccer 2024. Did you guess them all right? Did you guess some of them? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below, and let me know other things I missed that are also useless in the comments down below too. But for now, leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one.